Hi guys, boys and girls, and hello my dear fellow foreign English speakers, and also any native English speaker for that matter who happens to be watching my video right now. You see, the thing is that I know for a fact that there's a number of native English speakers following my channel as well, and the reason being, this advice that I'm giving to you guys in terms of overall English fluency improvement can be easily transferred to other languages. It's easily applicable no matter what language you're learning, because the main principles apply no matter what the language is. Basically, memorization, repetition, and a lot of spoken practice, right? That's what's going to take you there. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to address a particular comment. Well, it's not a comment really. It's an email that I got from one of my subscribers. So this person says that he thinks that his progress in English has stopped completely and it just cannot go any higher. And he's trying to practice more, and he has to find a way to pass this deadlock. I guess what he means is to break through the plateau, right? And he hasn't been able to find a proper solution to this problem. So basically, the problem that this person describes is as follows. He's been working on his English, and now he feels that his English development has kind of plateaued, you know. He's not moving any higher. He's performing at the same level, you know. And I have to admit that I can completely relate to this type of situation, you know. And it gets even worse sometimes, you know. Not only you're experiencing the plateau type of situation, but you're experiencing drops in your fluency, which is the manifestation of the typical fluency issue, whereby one day you can speak kind of okay, and the following day, for no reason whatsoever, you know, your fluency just plummets. And sometimes you have a feeling that you can't speak at all, you know. It's as if there's something wrong with your brain or your mouth or whatever, you know. And then the following day, you might experience a sudden increase in your fluency. And sometimes you would even speak better than the previous day, you know. So all these sorts of weird issues are happening with us. And if you click on this link here, you're going to read an article on my blog that I published a while ago, a good few years ago, and I explained that the typical person is also experiencing these fluency fluctuations, you know, anybody, even native English speakers for that matter, and even you, if you think about your native language and the way you can perform in terms of your native language, I'm sure that you will realize that it's not always that you can speak at the same level of fluency, depending on the time of the day, on your energy levels, you know, and a lot of other factors are coming into play, you know, to determine the level of your fluency. And the same applies on your second language or your third language, you know, which is your English, right? So what happens is that oftentimes, and especially when we have been learning the English language the wrong way, you know, primarily based on grammar-centered studies, you know, studying grammar, memorizing vocabulary. So if we've acquired the English language that way, then those fluctuations are way, way more radical, so to speak. You know, we experience them way more noticeably than your average native speaker for that matter, you know. So those dips are way steeper, so to speak, and on those bad fluency days we feel really, really depressed. We feel like we've been trying to work on our English for no reason, you know. It's been happening in vain. There's no progress whatsoever. So what this person is experiencing isn't actually the most severe type of fluency issue, you know. If back in the day, 10 years ago or so, had I only plateaued in terms of my fluency improvement, I would have been happy, right? But I was experiencing these terrible drops in fluency, and sometimes those drops would last for days on end, you know. And just think about how damaging it is for your confidence as an English speaker, you know. You would start to believe that there's something either fundamentally wrong with your brain operates, or that you just totally suck as an English speaker, and that you're never gonna make it as a foreign English speaker. So now we've come to the stage where I'm going to tell you how to go through that plateau, right? The key is to have the right technique, right? And we have the right technique. We possess the right technique. We know the right methodology, which is practicing, okay? And memorizing all these phrases, basically usage of phrases and practicing. Those are the key aspects. That is all your methodology that you need. And the third aspect is perseverance. Basically, you gotta keep practicing no matter what. You're experiencing the plateau. The only way to break through the plateau is to just keep doing what you've been doing, you know? And I'm not saying that you have to keep doing, if you've been doing things wrongly, you know, if you've been mostly reading and consuming passive English content in hopes that that's going to somehow magically improve your fluency, then you have to definitely change the ways you go about your fluency improvement routine, you know. You have to be primarily focused on practicing your English actively with your mouth, you know. Even if you do a little bit of passive immersion, which is consuming some audio-visual material, you gotta follow it up with a lot of talking, you know. You gotta discuss it with yourself. And I'm gonna repeat myself as a broken record again, you know. It doesn't matter whether you have someone to talk to or not, you can practice on your own. And that's what I've been doing for years. And that's what's largely responsible for my own fluency improvement. So to break through the plateau, you've got to keep doing it, keep practicing it. If you haven't been doing it so far, you've got to start doing it. And you have to focus primarily on these phrases, these word combinations that I keep talking about on my blog, in my videos. And that's what's forming the basis of the English Harmony system. You know, it consists of a lot of phrases, and my customers, what they do is they just do a lot of memorization, repetition, and that automates your speech, basically. That's all there is to it, you know. Complete speech automation, that's what you're aiming for, and that's how you break through the plateau. Being perseverant and doing it, it's not going to happen overnight, you know. It requires a lot of effort, hard work, and dedication, but that is the only way that's going to carry you through it, and eventually you're going to break through the plateau. And when you look back all the months and years ago, the way your English was then, and then you compare it against that English level that you have currently, you will realize that you've improved your English big time, just like I do, you know. I have these realizations almost on a daily basis, and it's not because I'm some super person, you know, not because I'm a very intelligent or smart person. It's all because of the hard work, and that is the only way to break through the plateau, right? So, oh yeah, just remember, right? There's a number of techniques that I've looked at in this article here. Fluency management, that's what I call it. So you may want to check it out as well. There's some basically additional strategies that you can employ to break through that plateau, right? So let me know what you think about this video. If you have any further questions, obviously, my friends, please feel free to publish them in the comment section below. Thank you and bye-bye.